pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Call to order the public hearing for the Village of Rouses Point sewer rates for 2023-24. Anyone wishing to make a comment on the sewer rates? If not,
Going from what to what?
it is going from,
They're going up $1.
it's going up $1, yeah, $39.25 to $40.25. Do we need a motion? And
I make a motion, we accept the
sewer rate?
sewer rates as printed.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Can I have a roll call vote?
So did you close the public hearing?
I will close the public hearing at this time. And we have a motion and a second to approve the rates. Can I have a roll call vote?
Nick?
Nick, second.
Trustee Pelkey?
Aye.
Trustee Southwick?
Aye.
Trustee Arno?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Menard?
Aye.
And Mayor LaBounty?
Motion passed. Open a meeting to the public. Anyone wishing to address the board at this time? If not, you'll have another opportunity at the end of the meeting. Okay, no one wishes to address the board. Minutes from the April 3rd, 2023 regular meeting. Everybody has a copy. To any additions or deletions or?
I make a motion, we accept the minutes as printed.
Second.
I have a motion seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Bills. Any additions or deletions?
Just want to remind the board that there was a supplemental list passed out today, so everybody should have a copy of that.
Okay. Do we have a motion to
I make a
pay the
motion,
bills and the supplemental?
I make a motion to pay the bills, the regular bills and the supplemental as printed.
Second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay. Correspondence.
I do have one letter for correspondence. The American Legion Auxiliary Unit 912 of Rouses Point is requesting that the Village of Rouses Point grant us permission to distribute poppies for donations. If permitted, we would like to make these poppies available at various times and locations throughout the village during the period of May through possibly November to capture our patriotic holidays, Memorial Day, Flag Day, 4th of July, and Veterans Day. Therefore, with your permission, would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for support and concerning this matter. Signed, Janice St. John.
Do we have a motion to allow the American Legion to sell poppies?
I'll put that in the form of a motion to allow them to sell the poppies.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay. Mayor LaBounty couldn't be here again tonight. He's had pneumonia and he's had some issues with that also, so I'm gonna do his mayoral appointments for 2023-24. Deputy Mayor is Dale Menard, 1 year. Village Clerk, Registrar, Chris Latrimore, 2 years. Deputy Village Clerk, Registrar, Patricia Guerin, 2 years. Treasurer, Arsene Letourneau, 2-year term. Deputy Treasurer, Rebecca Pelkey, 1-year term. Attorney, Thomas M. Murnane, annually. Budget Officer, Arsene Letourneau, 1-year term. IEEP Officer, John LaBounty, 1-year term. Youth Commissioner, Charlene Sample, 1-year term. Library Board Trustee, Steve Lambert, 5-year term. Zoning Board of Appeals, Patrick Canning, 4-year term. Zoning Board of Appeals, Matthew Favreau, 2-year term. Zoning Board of Appeals alternate, Brent Favreau, 2-year term. Depository, TD Bank and Champlain National Bank, and that's annually. Official newspaper is the Press Republican, that's annually. EMS Advisory Board Delegate, Walter Laramie, 1-year term. EMS Advisory Board alternate, Junior Moore, 1-year term. Fire Advisory Board Delegate, Michael LeBlanc, 1-year term. Fire Advisory Board alternate, Sean LeBombard, 1-year term. Fire Chief, Michael LeBlanc, 1-year term. First Assistant Chief, Sean LeBombard, 1-year term. Second Assistant Chief, Chris Matat, 1-year term. And that's the mayoral appointments for the year 2023-24. And now I have the Village of Rouses Point mayoral committee appointments for 2023-24. Water and Sewer, chairperson is Nicholas Southwick, co-chair is Benjamin Arnold. Electric, chairperson is Benjamin Arnold, co-chair Dale Menard. Community Development, Planning, Zoning, Codes, chairperson is Dale Menard, co-chair is Nicholas Southwick. Fire and EMS Welcome Center, Benjamin Arnold, and co-chair is Brian Pelkey. Public Works, Brian Pelkey is the chair, Nicholas Southwick is the co-chair. Personnel and Insurance, chairperson is Brian Pelkey, co-chair is Dale Menard. Parks and Recreation, chair is Nicholas Southwick, co-chair is Brian Pelkey. And those are the mayoral committee appointments. And we have a public notice of the Village of Rouses Point, schedule of village board meetings for 2023-24. All meetings will be held on the first and third Mondays during the year unless it falls on a holiday, and then that date will be on a Tuesday. And all meetings will be held in Halsted Hall, located at the Civic Center at 39 Lake Street, Rouses Point, on the first and third Mondays, and will begin promptly at 7 p.m. unless otherwise noted. All meetings will be open to the public. Do we need a motion to, no? Okay. Okay, so that is the mayoral appointments, mayoral commission appointments, schedule of regular meetings. Review of village policy. Hopefully, everybody has gone through all our village policies. We have one change in our procurement policy. On page 2, subsection F, it says goods purchased from another government agency. The agency changed its name, is now Sourcewell. And another change is that all purchase requests will only be for $500 or greater. And that, it used to be, I believe, $250 on some and $500 on others, so we're just making it uniform. Does anybody have any questions on the village policies? Everybody's good with that? So do we need a motion to accept the village policies? And its amendments, okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, and a second?
Second?
Okay. Do we need roll call or just regular? Regular, yep. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion pass, aye. Okay, and we already approved the village sewer rate. And I would like to address the village. We will have spring cleanup from May 8th through May 12th, so please get your stuff out by the side of the road so that the village workers can pick it up. Again, May 8th through the 12th. And I'd like to request an an executive session to discuss local law number 120-25, animals.
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed. And I would also like an executive session to discuss an electrical customer. Can I have a second on that?
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Been passed, and that's all I have for this evening. Trustee Arnold.
At this time, the library board of trustees would like to thank Miss Engelbrecht for her 15 years of service to the library and the library board. Second, I have, on the corner of State and Maple, there's a sidewalk block that is probably 3 inches low. The sidewalk is just about gone there. And if Mr. Lattimore can get a hold of Mr. Menard and have him take a look at it, because it's a trip hazard.
Stone down or something?
Yeah, well, it's, the sidewalk is just gone, it's all crumbled up, it's gone.
Yeah, we'll maybe put some stone down so it's not such a trip
Maybe
hazard.
something, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, or later on, whatever, yeah. The library board, or the library, starting April 25th, from 11 till 6, will be open every Tuesday, from 11 till 6. And Mr. Keeble on Lake Street asked me to bring up to the village board about parking on the main street. He said his wife has customers and cannot get to the Keeble property. They have to walk quite a ways and stuff like that, and a lot of older people, if we could do something. And, like to thank the street department for a job well done on the picking up the sand. Also, the fire department had a very good turnout for their breakfast. I guess that's all I have for now.
Okay, thank you, trustee Arnold.
Yep.
Trustee Pelkey.
Yes, I need an executive session to discuss personnel issues.
Do I have a second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
Also, the Fourth of July committee is asking for the use of the Civic Center from June 30th through July 2nd. That's for their craft vendor show at Crab. They're looking for permission for that.
No.
So I'll put that in the form of a motion to give them permission.
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
Third thing I have to talk about is the paving. The scheduled paving, because the county is coming in the spring and not in the fall. We usually do all our paving in the fall, so there's a lot of prep work that has to be done. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to do the prep work for Train on Drive to do the curbings. So, the Public Works Supervisor asked if we could switch some streets around and do Manor Drive instead of Trayon and Lower Academy by the school where it's rough, to get those areas taken care of, because they're gonna be done next year. But we're gonna move those ahead of the schedule for this year and still do the curbing on Trayon Drive, so it'll be ready for in the spring of next year.
Okay.
So it just, by the time they did the curbing, it's not good to put, heavy machinery up against the curbing and try to push down the blacktop and,
Yeah.
So like I said, they changed their schedule around from now on. They wanna come in the spring rather than the fall, so we have to pretty much prep a year ahead of time of what we wanna do for next year. So, I don't know if you need anything changed on that as
Yeah.
motion or anything, or just, as long as the board's okay with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's okay
Unless there
with
was a
that?
motion
Yep.
made before with
Well-
respect to the, But I think you usually pretty much leave it up, I'm gonna guess, to the public works
Yeah.
superintendent to make those
It
kind
was
of calls.
listed in the budget, so maybe we should make a motion.
Wasn't the budget for that?
Yeah,
It's
it
listed
was,
in the
it's a
budget.
scheduled line item in the budget.
Okay, then you
But
probably.
isn't
should
it
make a motion.
though based upon the
Just
dollar
be clear
value?
that-
Put it in form of motion that we do,
That we do change.
yeah, Manor Drive, Lower Academy, and curbing on train.
Okay, I'll put that in the form of a motion to switch out the paving. Instead of doing the paving on Trana Drive, we do Lower Academy and Manor Drive, and we still do the curbing on Trana Drive for this year.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
I,
Aye. Motion passed.
The next thing I have is, it's a topic that people don't wanna hear about, but I have to bring it up, because we're getting phone calls at the village. I got personal phone calls at home, around the village, on the sidewalks. We've been finding these needles and syringes from people that are possibly doing drugs. The village office got a phone call last Thursday. They called the sheriff's department. The sheriff says, well, we really don't do it. Then they called the state troopers. Well, somebody did go pick them up. I talked to the administrator today, and what we're gonna do is, when we get the calls, our public works is gonna go out with those grabbers, and they're gonna put them in a sharps container, then they go to,
Hospital.
Health department.
the health department.
And some hazardous waste.
Some hazardous waste, but we don't want these things on the sidewalk or along the sidewalk, especially by the schools. I mean, it's, you know, it's pretty dangerous. And if somebody sees somebody discarding these things, you know, get a description and call the village office. Maybe we can send the sheriff or the state troopers that way to, you know, intervene on some of the stuff that's going on, because it's not acceptable in our village. Just keep your eyes
Very
open,
rude.
and if you do see any of these needles, please call the village office, and they will have somebody dispatched one way or the other to get them picked up off the streets. The last thing I have is, warm weather's coming, and we are looking to replace the crossing guard back on Champlain Street, because the kids are starting to ride their bicycles for the rest of the season. We didn't have a crossing guard there through the winter because it really wasn't, you know, needed.
Right.
But since the warm weather's coming and the kids are starting to ride their bicycles, they're looking to cross Champlain Street. So,
Right.
I'd like to get that crossing guard reinstated for the rest of the school year. That's okay.
Do we have that in the budget or something, yeah? Oh, yeah.
So
Put
is that
in-
just a personnel issue that the administrator can take care of? Or do you need,
I mean, it's certainly not a union position or anything.
No, it's not union.
So,
Do we have,
Yeah.
are there candidates for? the
Yes.
position?
do we have,
Yes.
yeah,
Mike,
okay,
Mike's gonna take care of it, right?
okay.
I just needed a date that the board's consent as far as when I can have them start.
I was looking at May 1st. It's a Monday
Okay.
and it's the first of the week, and
Sure,
because the weather's gonna be, you know, not the best the next week or two, so.
yeah, it's supposed to rain through. Yeah,
Mhm.
sounds good, May
Okay.
first.
May 1st,
Brother, thank you.
that's all I have.
All right, trustee Southwood,
No report at this time.
okay. Other reports, Arson,
I'd just like to remind our water and sewer customers that April 28th is the last day to pay any outstanding water and sewer charges before they're applied to the June 1st taxes. Something we do every year, so.
right, thank you.
Dale, I'd like to address Mr. Arnold's, trustee Arnold's complaint. We received that complaint about parking downtown. The village administrator and myself were involved in this during the snow season this year. We found out that we don't have any authority, according to what we checked on, Chris, we don't have any authority to enforce that law. And I know you guys are aware of downtown, there's a 2-hour parking limit down there. But we have to have somebody that can enforce this. I think the board should look into doing something about it. I don't know exactly what we're going to do, because I feel it's someone that will do it in the spring, in the summer here months and things. And also, but, you know, our local merchants are putting, everybody downtown is complaining about the parking. The signs are up. We need someone to enforce this. And that's really up to the board to find someone to do it that legally our way, because the administrator and I addressed this all winter.
Like a constable you're talking
Yeah.
about for
Well, I
somebody.
don't
We had
know if
discussed
that
that.
was mentioned, but
Yeah.
I think the
Talked
board's
about
gotta
that
do
last
something
meeting.
there.
We could find like a retired police officer that could be a part-time constable for us. It'd be great, you know, a few hours a day. I mean, I don't think it would really hurt our budget, but it would help the downtown. I don't know.
Is there any way that somebody internally could be like a parking enforcement officer to give out citations?
I'd have to look at your village code to see it. I believe there's a provision for a constable, but I can't say I'm very familiar with it. I've never had to really address it before.
Right.
We'd have to look at that and see.
I'm sure you have to meet certain
I-
qualifications.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have to. The sheriff's department won't do anything like that?
No.
Well, I don't know, years ago, we used to have a constable. Mr. Itche was the constable,
Wasn't Gary Malinsky also?
I'm pretty sure.
But you also probably had the police force.
Yeah, we had a police.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
police force, they used to ride along with them, or.
Could we reach out to Sarge to see if he could do something for us?
Legally,
Well, I guess we gotta.
Who is that?
Tom Laundrie.
Some on
Oh, okay.
It's a retired
Tom,
police
yeah.
officer of the village.
I remember Tom, okay, I forgot that was physically, I'm sorry. I remember Tom. Yeah, if he's interested, we just need to probably review that section of the code regarding constables and see what the requirements are. Yeah, I'm assuming he wouldn't have to carry a firearm or anything like that.
Just gonna issue tickets, right?
Yeah, but
Citations.
then, again, it's something you have to worry about the budget, because you already have the budget for it right now. I'm assuming, I don't think you probably do. But yeah, I mean, I'll take a look at that code section and see what it says and report back to the board.
Okay.
That's another thing that I wanna remind the people out there, that we do have, job openings within the village. I mean, we're still looking for a rec center manager, we're looking for people for our electric department. I mean, this is a great place to work, I mean. you
Also
got-
looking for employees at the rec center also.
Yeah, we're looking for, employees, and unfortunately, I don't know what happened to the workforce, but it just seems like we don't get the applicants. I would encourage the people out there, if you're looking for a job, contact our administrator, and he can at least show you the guidelines of, what civil service requires to be appointed to these positions.
Right.
But, I mean, a New York State retirement job is a good job. It's not like the private sector,
Yeah.
where,
It is a state job and we are unionized, so.
yeah. So I'd just like to put that reminder out there. I mean, I know it's on the billboard and we advertise, but we're not getting the applicants.
All right, any other comments? Okay, open the meeting to the public. Anyone wishing to address the board at this time? If not, we'll.
I make a motion, we go into recession.
Okay,
Second.
motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thank you everyone for coming.